Alright, so I was gonna do, a chill episode where we start at the regular base again, because it's been a long time since doing that. But plutonium refinement's emptied out in the time I've been just preparing little things for this episode, which is basically just gonna be a fixing all of the little things episode, so nothing major, so if you want to skip it, you can go ahead. I don't care. But the one thing major we are going to do is hook up the plant, because I want to know if this thing is stable, because one of the major things we're going to do in the near future is going to be fixing up the turbo fuel plant, most likely, and most likely turning it into an ionized fuel plant instead. Now this is going to fire up. I'll give you the numbers once I get back to the base, actually, instead, because it's going to take a while to get going anyways. Mostly because I want to know if nuclear is stable, because if I disable turbo fuel, then we're going to be purely on nuclear, which would be bad if it's unstable. But yeah, I'm going to make my way back to base, and then we're going to get started with the improvements, and fixes too, I guess. Alright, where do we even start? I guess probably by getting rid of all this crap, this temporary crap to be exact, from phase 4 and 5. And here you can kind of see where I was kind of planning things out a bit, just trying things. And then over here, I don't know if I ever showed this off, but I was experimenting with lights before, well, when I was doing the walls actually, before I ran out of copper sheets, because for some reason these produce very slowly. I think we only have about 20 per minute, if even. I mean, here they're backlogged now, but like, yeah, 25. That seems like a lot, but that each one of these billboards is a minute of copper sheet production. Yeah, I'm gonna delete all this crap, and then we'll go from there. Why is there just so much coated concrete here? I didn't think it produced this much, but I guess it produces fairly quick, like 1,000 something per minute. Also, yeah, I did collect the coupons, so we're starting to get a bit of a collection. I was hoping to make episode 20 getting all of the collectibles, but at this rate, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be possible, because I'm no longer ahead on episodes. Like, the last episode is going up literally in a couple hours from when I'm recording this one. Kind of tight on episodes. So it's a bit different from being like 2 entire months ahead, which I was at one point. Like in October, I think, I had videos ready until like mid-December. But that is not the case anymore, so yeah, now I'm just kind of playing it for the fun of it. I did try a few new things, like I played House Flipper. Don't know if that video is ever gonna see the light of day. I feel like my videos keep getting darker and darker as the episodes go on. Like, I'm not trying to always record at night or in dark areas, but like at the start I had a problem where it was always day. Now I have a problem where it's always night. I kid you not, it's been night the entire time I've been cleaning up stuff. Also, I don't know why there's so many power poles. Like, I don't, and I don't even think most of them are connected to anything. Apparently it does. Well, here's the reveal of how much power our nuclear is producing. Which by nuclear I mean in total, because I don't feel like isolating it. Yeah, a nice 500,000 megawatts. And then a good chunk of battery power, although I'm definitely going to have to get more batteries. I'm just waiting for this thing to produce a bit, just to clear out a bit of the gunk here, so I don't have to remove it. And then I'm going to have to figure out all the stuff over here, because this is all just filled with stuff still. So yeah, I'm making progress, but it's taking some time. In fact, I might even do a couple of the lights here, so it's at least a little less dark. Alright, I think we're probably ready to at least start a little bit. I'm not quite ready to... Well, you know, I'll just do it now. I made a little wall blueprint. Hopefully Hopefully this will work. What I want to do is, since it's a blueprint, it should not care that there's already the same build nonsense built here. Yeah, although I probably want to nudge it out just a smidge. In fact, I should maybe do a full nudge, or else it's going to get off grid and be annoying. Huh. Yeah, then that's probably gonna work well. Maybe a bit too much. I think I should leave a gap. And Lord, that just removes one thing at a time. Oh yeah, there's this storage container of screws that's still right here. Yeah, this was when I originally did have screws automated. Except I don't anymore, and I don't have a belt going there, so that's just going to stay here until the end of time, I think. Because right now I could not be asked to move screws. Maybe I should even raise these conveyor belts up like a notch. It would be a huge pain though. I was gonna say maybe I should raise them up a notch. That way there is a way to pass underneath them. But I think that might be a bit too complicated, so I think I might just leave it as is. Actually, I don't like the fact that that is like considerably higher. I mean, I literally haven't used a single thing of glass anywhere else in the build, so I feel like it probably doesn't even need it. That's also why the customizer lags like crazy when you edit the default swatches. It's because you're changing, you're checking, then you're changing, then you're checking again. Every single item in the game is paint job. That's why it lags so bad. So the coatings are a godsend. Like, just having basically just a blackout button in the customizer. Absolute godsend. Okay, this is actually like kind of cool. But the difference in color actually does kind of make it a significant difference. I think I'm just gonna go no pillars for now. And something else I'm gonna have to figure out is this. The actual walls. Because, like, if I'm doing this as a special thing, I can't just do this everywhere, can I? A bit too bright, I feel, compared to the rest. Chrome makes it a bit darker. Chrome's a bit too blue. I feel like I have to just go carbon steel, which is the top one. Chrome is like a blue. It's like a blue steel color, which just doesn't work. I can't stand it. Like, are these paintable? Yes, but they keep their like gray. Although, that does not look as terrible as I would have thought. That doesn't look terrible. Especially considering my standards, this is like a clean job. I mean, obviously I still have to do like 3 other sides and I have to clean all of this mess, but like, this is a huge improvement over this. You know what? I might actually end up bringing these kinds of walls all the way up. At least for this bit. Because, like, from over here, it just looks too bland. Also, I did this weird kind of thing. I don't know, I just was kind of trying to add some variety. I added some billboards under it, so as you move, you kind of have a bit of neon mixed in. Unfortunately, there's like a lot of graininess in the coated concrete, and that's because of TSR. I do have the AI garbage running, TSR is usually the best, but it is struggling a lot here. Like you can see it's absolutely terrible. And I did swap them around a bit, and they're all about as equally bad. Can I turn that up too? Yeah, oh god, it's even worse. Yeah, like I can't fix it, so it's just kind of going to have to stay. Here are my graphics settings if you care. It's literally just the max. It's just the max, although CPU usage is getting up there, which a lot of people question my choice for an Intel CPU. And the short answer is this game is way more multi-core intensive than people give it credit for. It's also very RAM intensive. But GPU's chilling. So, yeah. And this is without the train running. You can probably imagine how much that goes up when you're running 3,000 freight cars. And I can tell you, it's everything pinned at 100%, every single core. Which if you told that to an AMD user with their ever so terrible Intel knowledge, they'd say you're lying. Alright, so it has been a day. Obviously there's this stuff which we had finished yesterday. Only change I've made is that I started doing this inside bit, and then I ran into the problem that this is still taking forever to clear out, so it's going to take more time. And then I extended this a bit, and I also lowered this radar tower by a couple of foundations. That way it fits in a bit better. I didn't want to get rid of it, and I don't want to move it because there's no other convenient spot I can really move it other than more this way, which would affect the radar range and all that crap. Because I don't want to put radar towers all around the base, although it would work too. But I think I'm going to call it here for the cosmetics, because I'm not sure what to do going in this direction. Firstly, there's still a lot of empty space here that could definitely be used. And secondly, I want a staircase up, and well, up and like down there. Up here, there's not much space. I mean, this is going to go. But other than that, there's only really that bit over there, which does line up. So that's probably where it's going to end up going, but that is going to take a considerable amount more planning. And also, I don't think I ever showed any of this off, but this is just temporary automation for a couple items that I needed and that were convenient. And then this is what remains from tier 9. Some of this stuff still works, most of it doesn't. Like singularity cells we don't have anymore because we don't have nuclear pasta. All that's left is this. We're not producing any more nuclear pasta. So that's all problems that are going to have to be resolved. That's going to have to get deleted, but that doesn't matter right now. Because now I want to get along to the actual problems. First one is a flaw with the trains. Something that I forgot to take into account, I did it here, so you'll be able to see the fix. Something I did not take into account, which kind of completely went through my head, is the trains stop outputting and inputting while they're loading and unloading, and I kind of forgot to take this into account, because that means that if you're trying to carry 1200 per minute, well, even if you are, the belt is stopping occasionally, and that's not working. I first noticed this problem with this coal going up to the stupid particle accelerators to make diamonds, that my coal was insufficient despite having plenty of coal coming in. And I realized that's because I did not have a setup like this, where there's two belts coming out, going to a container or some kind of merger with a storage that can handle the difference during the loading and unloading, that can basically allow 2400 per minute for a bit until it catches back up. Meaning this handles the difference while this is loading and unloading, and then after that this just refills at double the rate that it's outputting, and eventually it's just self-sufficient. Realistically, I should have probably used the smaller containers, but hey. But I need to add that system to basically all the stations I can. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do it for these fluid ones. I mean, I could, but like, I haven't had problems with fluids, so I'm just going to leave these fluid ones alone because that's going to be more pain than it's worth. Basically, all of these ones that are like bringing actual materials I need to do this for. So yeah, I'm going to sort this out real quick. Now, why is there no aluminum casing at all? I thought maybe it was just empty because it had drained out, but there's none even on the train. That is concerning. Is there anything else? This one shouldn't need it. It's too low. Like the amounts are from like Mark IV belts, so it shouldn't matter. Are you going to go? I'm going to have to go check this out, but conveniently I do want to go over to the aluminum factory or whatever you want to call this. I already fixed the aluminum ingot one on this end, but I don't think I did it on the other end. So yeah. Alright, time to become a detective, I guess. No, it's just straight up empty here too. What the heck is going on here? You know what it is? I probably disconnected it or something and then never reconnected it. There's aluminum. Yep, that's probably the issue if I had to guess. Oh, it's probably because I was trying to get more aluminum ingots going to other places. Like these fluid tanks, which this does need to get sorted out eventually. Thing is, we need another aluminum plant, like a bigger one, that makes more aluminum, because we're still just somehow constantly in need of aluminum. And this one's basically at max capacity. Like, I can try and push this thing harder all I want, but it's just too much. Like, this thing is being used to its full capacity. That's why I had to make a new one. And that should work. It looks a bit goofy, but hey. Yeah, it should work. So, doesn't matter. I guess I could take a pit stop at the oil area. It's just we're gonna be redoing this whole area probably in not that long, I don't think. The oil area has to just be redone, like, desperately. There's nothing about it's planned because I was just trying to rush out all the power I could get from this oil. So it's just terrible. Like, nothing about this is good. I don't know if I've showed this off because the video that I made this in got yeeted to oblivion, but like, this is not an effective way to do this by any means. But all of these are running 250%. This is how I've kept the grid from imploding. But a very messy, awful turbo fuel setup, which looks like this. That's how my power has been staying alive until literally yesterday, when I finally got to turn on nuclear. This has been what's keeping it alive. This mess. You know, they do say temporary solutions are the most permanent solutions, and it's kind of true. Bit of an abrupt ending to this video, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, because unfortunately, the final thing I wanted to fix, which is this side of the railway not being complete after the oil area. So this whole segment here going along through here all the way up to here is not done, although unfortunately I only have 40 minutes and that's definitely not long enough to finish this railway. So I'm just going to call it here and I'll fix it simply later on. But yeah, next episode's probably going to be not for a little while, and it's also probably going to be very different because I want to try something new. So I guess stay tuned for what's to come.